All right, folks. Well, we were having kind of a hard time finding this latest Probst residence, but we have found it thanks to something that Jason had just mentioned. Jason, what was it that you mentioned, and what was it that ultimately led you to find this place?
It was the round tree, which is kind of like this is the calling card. Anybody who's anybody in Red Bluff knows about the round tree house.
Was the round tree alive when you lived there?
I think it was barely alive. You'll see it right up here.
This is the place in question.
Yes.
1503
Park Avenue. It's a duplex. It's very roomy. We lived here. I had cable TV here. It was a great place to live. In Oak Knoll, which we'll see. Round tree was, they've trimmed it down. It used to be much more, big. It was very.
Maybe what we should do is scoot up a little bit so that we can actually get some footage of that round tree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, you lived in 1503 for how long exactly?
It was about 8 months.
Really? Now, inside 1503 right now.
Yes.
And we're taking some close-ups of the round tree. What kind of a tree would you say that is?
I'd say it's extra chromosome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy memories in 1503, huh?
Absolutely.
Especially that. It looks like there's a really wide porch.
Yes.
Right there.
Do you
remember that porch?
Yes, I do. That porch was the first time I became a latchkey kid. I would always come home to this porch, and I always liked it because, it's a big porch, step up on it, you're home, get the key from under the carpet, and then you know that it's time to watch cable TV. We had like 13 or 14 channels.
Cable came to Red Bluff.
We came inside the boundaries of Red Bluff. We hadn't lived there for a while.
Okay.
So, I come home, hey, cable TV for like a couple hours for your parents get home, you can't beat it when you're 7.
Roll. We are somewhere very, very special right now.
Yes, this is what we call in my family the Dome House. My stepdad had 80 acres out here in like the 70s, and so we're going to go up this road. My parents had 80 acres, and they built this 3,600 square foot 3-story dome house out here, which you probably can only see from the road because it's gated off. But as we go up here, we had to build this whole bridge.
There's a 1-lane bridge right
there.
there.
My stepdad built this bridge, and it goes over this little creek, or he built it with somebody. And over there was the Telfer's house. They were the first people to move in after us. But basically, this whole spread of like pastoral rural country land was ours. So we would ride up this crazy hill every day and ride down it. It was like, the joke was like, if you were weak, you had to get out and push. But yeah, like this, I'm pretty sure this like whole spread was ours. And as we're coming up, it'll probably be gated off. But the big dome house, it was the ultimate, it was a great house, man. It had a big wraparound deck and, tons of room and, I think a pond or a creek.
Now, were these homes we're seeing on the side here, were these homes here
No,
you were here?
I think this was my stepdad's piece of property, but they sold it like 80 acres in the house for like, way back when.
Yeah, those homes don't look that old, actually.
Yeah. And actually, oh wow, the gate's removed.
Oh, there's some horsies.
All right, quarter BLM horse. If you can get up there, posted private, see that? That's the dome house right there.
The dome house?
Yes. So that was, you can't really see a lot of it, but it's out there. So.
No, I don't see the dome.
You don't, I know. Well, I don't want to trespass on private property because I always hated it when people came out here. But, yeah, they built like a little extension to it.
Now, was this horse property when you lived here?
Have horses, but you could put horses out here. They had like little bodies of water and lakes and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like a great place. The cool thing was like back out, we had another 40 acres that his ex-wife had, so it was like 120 acres. And there was like this secret junkyard you could run around and like find if you were really lucky. It was like way back. Hi, man. It was definitely like awesome place to ride your motorbike, wipe out on your bike, just running around in the woods and just having like a good country time, so this
is pretty much in the middle of nowhere.
No, it is. And it was like definitely, you had to make your own entertainment. There's like no TV, you pretty much, it's why I don't get bored, because this is, a whole Saturday was like, hey, throw some rocks, invent a game, or do something, if there was nothing to do but what you figured out to do. So it was a great place to run around and a great place to live. So a lot of fun. And you kept in shape. Now as we're going back down here, we're going to go up to the Reed Creek Elementary School, which was like the bad country school that I went to. My sister and I would ride down this road like on our Huffy bikes or something, and it was like 2 or 3 miles down to this school. And as you see this road, I mean, it's not really like, you know, bikeway friendly. It was, you know, like you definitely had to be on your A game riding down here. So, and actually up down here on the left, there was this house with these dogs. I think it was actually this house right here, and these dogs would start running up the driveway. You really had to haul ass to beat them because they would bite you. So
wow.
There was like that every day to deal with. And plus, you know, like no shoulder, you know, but there weren't too many cars, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, it was like, you know, it was uphill both ways, and it was always snow.
Out in Queensbridge. If you pop that junk up in the Bronx, you might not live, cause you're in South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx.
Yo, what's up, Blast Master KRS-One? This jam is kicking. Word. Yo, what up, D Nice?
Yo, what's up, Scotland Rock?
Yo, man, we chillin' this funky fresh jam. I want to tell you a little something about us. We're the Boogie Down Production crew. And due to the fact that no one outside there knew what time it was, we have to tell you a little story about where we come from. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx.
Many people tell me this style is terrific.
We are turning around a corner here, out in the middle of nowhere. I'm struck by the incongruity of a elementary school, well-kept, well-groomed elementary school out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Well,
Who goes here?
Well, it's probably a little bit better now since they probably have like more tax revenues. But when I went here, this was the bad school. The principal before the one we had there at Reed's Creek, the principal had been fired. He was a troublemaker, and he put him in a giant tractor tire, and he rolled him down this big hill on the other side of these buildings. Enough, they got like a guy.
How'd you hear about this?
Oh, it was like legend. It was, his principal was like a two-fisted enforcer. So this was a bad school. I only went here for like half a third grade. I got into a kind of a bad rivalry with the Hayden brothers.
The Hayden brothers.
The Hayden brothers.
I've never heard of them.
Well, it's probably because you don't work in a prison. These kids were bad. One of them held me down near the monkey bars, and the other kid punched me. I kind of made some jokes about their family's business failing, which they didn't take too very well. There are also some colorful kids down here. Down, I think, there, Ray Garner, the Garner Pig Farm, was there. He was a nice kid, but he always smelled like slop.
Oh my god.
But I never mentioned it, so I think that was kind of why Ray and I got along.
That's so kind of you.
You know, Ray needed people, I needed people. You know, I was a new kid. You know, he always had like tons of bacon. You know, he literally had bacon like every day for lunch. So, you know, these are the kind. It's a different strain of kids. You know, it was like real country kids. You know, like their main social interaction like was school, because they always kind of went home and were just in these like houses out in the middle of nowhere. So,
Did they distrust people who didn't drive four-wheel drive trucks?
No, oh, absolutely. What is that? I have no idea what else is that?
A four-door family sedan is like, it's like carrying around a copy of Mao's Little Red Book.
Yes, exactly. Like you might as well have like, you know, a copy of like Chairman Mao's 5-year plan on you. I mean, real men drive trucks in Red Bluff. Real men go to the Red Bluff Roundup, and real men shoot Copenhagen. So it's pretty strictly defined out here. You know where you stand.
Interestingly enough, I didn't see any sort of Toyota or Honda dealerships coming into town.
No, and you probably won't see like, you know, a lot of Toyota Priuses. You know, we did see a lot of lifted trucks. As you can see, like out there on the right. You know, I mean, this is...
Oh, I see some trucks out there.
Oh, yeah.
I see at least 5 trucks and a semi.
Yeah, exactly. You're damn right. You're damn tootin'. So this is, you know, they keep it real out here in the 96080.
Is this Truck Country USA?
This is Truck Country USA. This is the holy land of manliness. I mean, you know, this is men are men out here. We don't stand for any of that foreigner stuff or any of that liberal agitator stuff. So That's a pretty good cut.
Lords of Yard. The king of Pimpin and the king of Brooklyn and the swing of things, you know. Three of us is the blueprint of money making.